Has anyone else looked at the astrology for July 4th this year? Because the more I look at it, the more I'm kind of like, whoa. Neptune starts its retrograde in Aries. Venus and Uranus are conjunct in Taurus. Venus moves into Gemini later that day. And the moon is going to be in Scorpio, okay? Which, when we look at the moon cycles, is technically like a non-event. But for some reason, it feels important, so I'm going to stick it in there. Because that moon in Scorpio is also going to be with the dark moon, aka Lilith, and is going to be ruled by the Mars that's in Virgo, with the South Node in Virgo, and ruled by the Pluto that's retrograde in Aquarius right now, okay? So, because with the Neptune retrograde, that also means that the North Node that we have in Pisces right now is going to be ruled by the retrograde of Neptune. The North Node being like this big purpose high up in the sky that Spirit is asking us to walk towards, but we don't really understand, but we know we need to do it. But we don't always have the actual real skills to get it done, so we've got to learn a whole bunch of stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot. The North Node is a lot. And it's in Pisces, so it's spiritual and about transitions, but there's also a spiritual lens to it. It's going to be ruled by a retrograde in a sign of war, conjunct with Saturn. For those of you equipped for spiritual warfare, congrats, you're probably prepared. Cool. I did write a little blog on my Substack recently about a note for those who are training in spiritual warfare. It's like a quick little blip about just some things to think about when it comes to spiritual warfare. It's not really like a bunch of tips and tricks of like, do this or do that. It's not really that. It's just like, think about this philosophically, and this is how you can learn about it in your life, because it's very specific for each person. So anyway, another resource if you need it. But yeah, July 4th has a lot of like power-packed energy behind it. And the reason that I bring up, okay, so let's go back to the moon in Scorpio, right? So the North Node is going to be ruled by the Neptune retrograde. We've been over that. The South Node is in Virgo with the Mars, which is Mars is one of the rulers of that Scorpio space. Now the nodes are really interesting because they don't really allow us to rest from that area of the chart. As great as they might be and as much power as they carry, we don't ever really get to put it down. They're just always there in the background humming along to whatever song we're singing. They don't go away, okay? So the South Node being in Virgo, and we have Mars in Virgo. Mars about the strategy, enemies, okay, victories, making sure that we make the right moves at the right time. Since Mars is with that South Node, that means that Mars is also sitting in the background singing along to the song that we're creating, which means that the moon is gonna also be sitting back there singing along to the song, which means Pluto is kind of getting pulled in whether it wants to be there or not. It's like a big family reunion where half the people are like, this is jolly and great, and some of them are like, I would rather be at the movie theater or something, you know? Ridiculous. Anyways, we are also getting out of, from 2021 to 2023, the South Node being in Scorpio. So we have some remnants, more than likely, of that chapter that are either going to come back up on July 4th for us to be like, wow, I've really changed and I am not like that anymore. Scorpio is a sign of transformation. Or coming back up to be like, like some mysteries, some things that might be a little secret. Some secrets might be revealed a little bit. We are still going to be in the first quarter moon area, so there is actually probably going to be some directional things that come up around this. We could honestly see, I don't normally make statements this bold on my TikTok, but I think I'm going to. We might honestly see some things that happen this July 4th that kind of determine the direction of our nation. Do I know what that is? No. Do I know what it could be? Based on the transits, there's a lot of different things that go into it. Contracts getting undone, figuring out new contracts. Scorpio with the moon also has to do with the will. So it's like, what are we deciding to do and how is it being done? Then we've got the unpredictable receivings when it comes to the Venus and the Uranus that are conjunct. Neptune going retrograde is like, okay, we're going to have to track back on some transitions, which honestly could undo some of the harmful stuff that's already been done, if we have a little bit of hope. But there could also be the other direction of it. So I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, and I don't want to sound like a overly optimistic person. I'm just letting you know that the planets are neutral, and it depends on how we sit with them. It depends. We're also going to be in Cancer season, and Jupiter's in Cancer, so they're going to be ruled by that moon that's in Scorpio. Yeah, guys. Oh, yeah, guys. July 4th this year, I would stay inside. I don't ever really celebrate anyways when it comes to fireworks. Maybe that's too much information to share on the internet. I don't care. I don't light them off. They're scary. They frighten me, and it sounds like war. I don't like it. To each their own. That's my personal preference. So, but I also don't celebrate Thanksgiving. And you know what? If you're going to be on my page, you might as well know that about me. So moving on. I don't know what it is recently. Maybe it's Uranus wrapping up this transit in Taurus, but I got a fire up underneath me that is not getting put out. So here we are, okay? Here we are. There's a lot of different things we went over in this video. Just kind of like what to look out for, things that could be expected a little bit. It's like what I went over is pretty surface level. So, you know, apply as needed. Again, I'm not someone to make like physical, literal predictions. I'm just here to tell you kind of what's up with the transit. If you're someone who works in the coven with me, you know that I translate what spirit tells me when it comes to our work together, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you what's going to happen. So, because guess what? You still have free will. You can go and make some decisions and change it up. Thank God. Thank the gods, okay? So, gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Keep up your brew. I will too. That's the truth. And I'll talk to you soon.